Anyone can create a course and get to $10,000 a month fast. It's easier than you think, and the best part is, your niche doesn't really matter. I'm both a creator and consumer of courses. I've spent thousands of dollars on dozens of courses, and I've made thousands of dollars from just a few courses that I've made myself. And when you're creating your very first course, it can seem pretty intimidating. That's why I wanted to make this quick video to walk you through what you need to focus on so you're not wasting a bunch of time creating a product that might not sell at all. Now, there's a ton of different softwares out there right now that you can use to host your course, but personally, I use Skool. It's simple, it's integrative, and you don't have to have multiple platforms to communicate with your students. You can do it all on one platform. If you're interested in giving it a go, click the first link in the description. You'll get a 14-day free trial, and I'll hop on a one-on-one call with you to kind of walk you through what you should be focusing on and how you can build up your own community and course inside Skool. But before you dive in, the only foundation you need to think about is getting from point A to point B. Point A is where they're currently at, and point B is where they want to be. Your course should be a bridge over to their ideal outcome in a simple, step-by-step, actionable course that they can take and implement right away. As simple as that sounds, most people try to add in as much value as possible, which, don't get me wrong, value is great, but a lot of time that either turns out to be fluff or a distraction. Get rid of those distractions. You don't need to do a massive brain dump and put every information, every knowledgeable thing that you know about how to get from point A to point B on the path. Just make it as simple and straightforward as possible in the shortest amount of time. That way they value it more than having to go through hours and hours of course material, which also is going to save you a bunch of time so you don't have to go out and do a bunch of research and make hours and hours of content. Here's a stupid example. What's the tallest mountain in the world? If your answer was Mount Everest, you're wrong, because the tallest is actually Mauna Kea. That's only because most people are measuring from the ground level or sea level to the top of the mountain, where Mauna Kea actually goes way below the sea level, and it's actually the tallest mountain technically in the world, but Google will tell you Mount Everest unless you type in technically tallest mountain in the world. And yes, that was a stupid example, but how many stupid questions do you get every single day that you could do a quick Google search and get the answer? But most people don't even want to do the Google search. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Most people don't want to do the research. They don't even want to do the Google search. They just want to be told, what do I need to do? How do I get from point A to point B? What steps do I need to take exactly? And that's what you should focus on. This is why before you even start, have a specific person in mind for this course with a specific problem. If it's broad or general, you're going to have a lot of people with a lot of variety of questions that you're going to have to add more information, and it's just going to get confusing and make it harder for anybody to follow along. If you're not sure where to start, just ask simple questions to people you think would be interested in your product. Just make sure you clarify you're not trying to sell them anything at this point in time, but you're just trying to get some feedback. The 3 questions you should be asking: what is your biggest struggle with your niche? What have you tried before? And how much have you invested? Whether that be time or money, just get a scope of how much they've actually invested into solving this problem. This small exercise alone is going to save you so much time. It's going to save your client so much time. And honestly, it's just going to be an easier process all around, which will make them happier, you happier, and it'll make you a lot more money. Remember, the goal here, and I'm going to emphasize this again, is to get them to point A to point B as quick as possible. They don't care how knowledgeable you are on the subject. Your curriculum should take somebody through a specific situation in a step-by-step actionable guide to get them to their desired result. That's all this needs to be. If you want to avoid the mistakes that I made and see how we were able to launch a course making $94,000 right on launch and continue to do over $300,000 our first year, check out this video right here. It's a full masterclass on how we use Skool to make that kind of money and that kind of impact.